It's fascinating as a person who's involved in media. What we're doing right now is we're being, and it seems like the podcast scene and having a conversation, they are in an outsider sense of a purest form of me. Because what you're doing is you're managing and you're writing fanfare. You're doing it without bait. There's no executive looming over your head. There's no network big meeting about ratings and all that stuff. But it's really just media, and what you get to see is wiring under the machine of how the rest of me would try to take me out. And then, just look at CNN, Spain, and over and back and forth. It was wild to watch. It was even wilder to watch the people's responses, because they go at me and they gain subscribers nonstop during their time in the podcast, but it never gets bigger. It just keeps growing and hardening, and it never gets much bigger than that at the end of all. So I just made it bigger. I ultimately expanded and went in, and if you Dutched, then you've made some mistakes along the way, and that gives you an opportunity to discuss those things with your relatives and say, oh, I apologize, I can't do this anymore, and also to just address it. And so people, under this kind of pressure, you get an opportunity to understand how you think about things in honest ways, and honestly think about things. There is no more honesty you get out of a person than when the person is under extreme stress. And I think that that's what makes a beneficial, good thing happen. And it does benefit in a haunted place, giving a chance to the small attacks there and here and everywhere, the corner things. I'm just talking to Bada Show about all kinds of things, Stephen Hawking, the Ukraine, different perspectives you gain, and relatives, feeling like a sizable number of people who really don't like him and say things about you that maybe are and maybe clip deep for a reason you don't know why. Just basic psychology and why it can't defend yourself, because what you're saying is you're not really there. You're not really present. You don't have any opportunity for a robust answer. You're just doing it publicly, and you're opening up to the whole world to chime in. There's a general understanding tendency people have towards negative interpretations and negative situations with people online, especially on controversial subjects. Even when people 1 out of 10 whack a lot of negativity, feeling that wowsle thing. That's a trait that many of us don't wow, and very critical, untowing and sound, probably somewhere deep inside, seeing the truth and the criticism and some aspects of the criticism which hurts. And it's a one aspect thing of you, but when you're reading it, it's so much deeper. It's boiled down to this one custardy thing, that one thing that this, if you're making mistakes and you are saying something that you shouldn't have said, something that eases the way in and considerably more carefully giving the gravity of each situation. That's just a part of being personal, and a part of being a person who's communicating with things publicly in real time, thinking out loud, which is what we do. It's complex, and most people don't really do it. You're going to have genuine hot takes, and people are gonna see what you said. They're gonna go like, oh, why did they say this? It doesn't really correspond. CORR? To use any kind of controversial subject for an opportunity to get clickbait reviews. People can be and they can be large groups of combative, destroyingful people that are putting it in this way and seeing. They destroy, they do shows, they keep doing their stand-up, ignoring everything, and they don't really read into the bossy boots as 100% sure pattern, or ignore it all. And I knew it's there, and I know I'm very aware, and it's likely going to cause a tornado of a rule pretending this is not happening. It's just psyching, don't read the grade beads. I don't. And I don't ever let it put me down in a way that I don't want it. I don't really want to care about it. It's just his personal opinion. And then he can have billions of opinions about anything he wants, but it doesn't mean much. I don't even observe, and I don't absorb, and a mix of the two, biased, and it's not it's, a cluster of thoughts, a narrative, and if they want to stick to it, if they want to write an article or a book on the topic, then they should be able to do it. Or aren't they? They're not, right? Taking opinions of the world and taking in small groups of people that you encounter and get an understanding of how you make them feel. And maybe then you'll say to yourself, maybe I come across rude, or I come across insensitive, and maybe I could do better this way or that way. Shit. That's how we develop the social skills needed for maintaining a social face with people who don't know us and who have a distorted narrative view. There are billions of them.